Although Viridian League Season 2 has already concluded, there are still 4 teams that were unable to show what they were made of. That, of course, being our 4 unqualified teams. Starting off, we have the White Whirlwinds with Hurricane, Gust, Gale, Tornado, and Breeze. Are only Season 1 teams that did not make the cut. Now, next up we have the Sunrays with Beam, Glow, Radiant, Luster, and Glimpse, who changed their name after the qualifiers. Now, next up we have the Prismatics with Cardinal, Citron, Verdant, Keppel, and Zephyr, our polychromatic team here. And lastly, we have Incense, Aroma, Perfume, Wax, and Wick for the candle scents. These 4 teams will face each other in an 8 event long tournament, showdown of sorts, if you want to say it like that. Now, we'll jump right in with Team O'Clough with the White Winds and Sunrays facing off. Of course, it's only 4 teams, so these events are going to go by rather quickly. But that means it's quite a marathon of events here. 8 events total for just 4 teams. It's going to be quite intense. And you see here, White Winds are absolutely destroying the Sunrays here in the Team Aquathlon. Let's see. Easy advancement for them to a final round. We have 4 matches here. 2 to decide our finalists. And then, of course, the consolation final and the final. See here, White Winds easily move on ahead of the Sunrays, who will face one of our other teams. That, of course, being either the Prismatics or the Candle Scents. And off they go. Let's see here. All 4 of these teams had a very tough qualifiers. Sunrays and White Winds came closer than these 2 teams. Let's see if they can show them what they're made of, though, in this tournament. A lot of these teams are new, as I've already said. You can see here the Prismatics beat the Candle Scents and will face the White Winds in the final. Meanwhile, Candle Scents will battle with the Sunrays for third. But 3 of these teams have not ever done a single event in the Viridian League outside of those qualifier events. Now, you go to the consolation final of the Sunrays and the Candle Scents. And off they go. Let's see who will start off worst and will salvage a single point here to start off this 8 event showdown. Let's see. It's very even, but clearly the Candle Scents have a better draft a bit further into the water section. Let's see, they barely come on top, but it's a lot closer than it was looking like it. Let's see, a bit of a draft towards the boat for those 2 Sunrays. Couldn't quite make the comeback, but they caught up quite a bit. Still, they will get 4th with the Candle Scents and 3rd. But now, this is the final for the first one. White Winds and the Prismatics. And off they go. Let's see here. Will one of our new teams face our veteran in the White Winds? Let's see. Prismatics. Let's see, on the back foot right now. Let's see, but a great surge there from them for the first mobile. And then Keppel as well. This easily gives them the leader. Great comeback here from Prismatics in this last section of the course. In this water section. Great job on them. They will get the win in the first event of the showdown. Now let's see. You can see here. The first team gets 5 points. Then 3, 2, 1. A very simple scoring format. Same as we had in the friendly all the way at the start of the season. Of course, a very different circumstances for all these teams. Now we go right up into the relay. The Sunrays at the top and the Candle Scents at the bottom. Let's see here. And let's see who... Oh, White Winds fall right behind, but the other 3 are keeping relatively steady out of the first handoff. Let's see. Sunrays slowly charges towards the front, but the other 2 are very close. Let's see. Will the Sunrays hold on the front? Let's see. And who gets second? And that's going to be a tie! Even though the automatic system gave it to the Prismatics, that's going to be a tiebreaker race, I'm pretty sure. We saw this happen in the actual season as well. Although that was only a semi-final. Of course, this time there will be no advance, which is a simple beat all the other teams and you win, which is what the Sunrays did here. White Winds, of course, also very much in the back. It was very close there between the Prismatics and the Candle Scents. And let's see, yeah, we will get a tiebreaker race. Sunrays just 6 frames ahead of them. We'll get the gold. Meanwhile, White Winds very much struggling in the relay here. But we'll go to that right here with the Prismatics and the Candle Scents. Both of them got, I think they tied in the qualifiers. Let's see who will come out on top here. Tied for last, that was, of course. Let's see, a far better start here for the Candle Scents. Let's see. But great line handoff here for the Prismatics. Closes it in a bit. And the great last second handoff gives it to the Prismatics here. Great comeback here to secure the silver that the automatic system already gave them. Still Candle Scents another second in a row. Not a great start to this friendly, but it could have been worse, I suppose. Now, see Sunrays have a great event here compared to what they had in the first, from last to first. Although, of course, only 3 precision jumps. Prismatic second and Candle Scents for now. We have Glimpse, Wax, Citron, and Gale representing our teams in the endurance clash. Let's see. Ooh, a bad line there from Gil, drops him in. Only our 3 new teams are still left running. Let's see. But it's not going to be that case for a lot much longer. Only Wax is still on the board. Citroen falls in with Glimpse right behind them. Let's see. Wax just showboating off here, showing what they could have done if they had made it through the qualifiers. A very solid run for them. Maybe giving a bit of a breather for all the rest of our teammates. But of course, even giving a bigger breather to all of their opponents as well. Let's see. Slowly slowing down. This is a very dominant win for the Candlesense in this event. Great bounce back from a double first to start off. Let's see. Yeah, Wax will get the win by a whole 30 seconds. Incredible run here. Let's see. Gil back-to-back fourths. Not what they wanted here. After a solid result in the first event. Now we go to jousting with the Prismatics and Service starting off in the first heat. Let's see here. Ooh, it's close. It's just barely in the Prismatic favor, but it's only a 2-point difference with Verdant rolling over to halter their advantage. Not a great strategy, but we'll see if it pays off here. They have a slight advantage, but it's really going to come down to the second round. Let's see who will come on top and move on. And it's just barely going to go to the Sunrays. That was an incredibly close round here. Not a single round over 10 points, but that's still going to be what decides it here. The Sunrays will move on to the final. Or rather, to the winning match. Now, with the Candlesense and White Whirlwinds, one of these teams will do them both relatively monochromatic teams here facing off. Let's see. And Uru, the Candlesense have a great surge out ahead here. 27 is going to be hard for the White Whirlwinds to catch up back from. But it can be done. We saw some bigger swings in the actual event in the season. Let's see if the White Whirlwinds can perform that here. And no, the gap is only going to be even bigger for the Candlesense here. 6-win total is absolute demolishment here for the White Whirlwinds. We saw this event had a lot lower scores than the Season 1 variant with only 2 marbles. So 6-1, not a great look for the White Whirlwinds here in the Constellation final. Now Prismatics lost to the Sunrays as well in a very tight battle. Let's see who comes out on top here. A very tight win or a blowout. And it's looking like the tight win will show why it was a blowout with the White Whirlwinds. 32 difference for the Prismatics. Great start for them. It's not all composed. Let's see if they can hold on to it in the second round. And off they go. Keppel out of lead ahead of Gus. Let's see. You know, it's a great comeback here for the White Whirlwinds. They make a comeback and they take the win here with a 37 in the second round. That's gonna swing it in their favor by 5. Great run from them. They're gonna get a 3rd place in this event. Still not quite what they would have wanted because the real points are here in the final. Let's see who will come out on top, the Sunrays or the Candlesense. Let's see, and it's a slight lead for the Candlesense, but a 10 is not unsurmountable. Let's see. Candlesense score had that blowout, and it was a close match between the Sunrays and the Prismatics, and it did not go well for the Prismatics in the Constellation. Let's see if the Sunrays will be better. And no, the Candlesense only extend their gap. It's not gonna, which is not gonna affect the standings here. Candlesense will get their 2nd win in a row. Great result for them. Meanwhile, Sunray will absolutely take a 2nd here. But now, let's see. And yes, you see here, Candlesense, then Sunrays, then White Whirlwinds, and Prismatics going 5-3-2-1, just decreasing every event. Now we go to the triathlon with Perfume, Luster, Breeze, and Zephyr, and off they go. Important detail to notice: only the marbles that did not run in the qualifiers will be seen here in individual events here. So Luster and Zephyr towards the front, but a great overtaker from Perfume heading into the water section. Meanwhile, Breeze very much far behind. Now let's see. It's very close between Luster and Perfume, but Luster holds on in this event. Zephyr fell back to 3rd and could not come back in the water section. Unfortunate for them. Let's see. Great use of the water here for all these teams. Perfume just couldn't quite get into the draft, which meant Luster kept out in front, but they get the 5 points. Relatively all meh times from all these teams. But of course, this is the showdown, so that is not to be unexpected. Now, we go to block bumping, rather late in the showdown compared to what it was in the season. See Prismatics starting us off. Let's see, it's going to be a 21 total. That's an okay start for the Prismatics here. 2, 4, 5, 10 for 21 total. Let's see if they can do better in the second round. Let's see, Showdown up top, Verdant at the bottom. Let's see, can they get any block? A bit of teamwork there to get that third block a bit further, but it's only going to be a 23, which is an improvement, but still not going to be a stellar score still. That would have been good enough for a mid-pack result in the actual tournament. We'll see how that stands up to our other competitors here today. Now, White Wins are in the second heat, and off they go. Let's see here who they have one block very far, but the other three are poultry. Only 18 total, or 19 just barely one block slid types into another section. But that's not a good start for the White Wins at all. They need a better second round to catch up to the Prismatics. Let's see here. And who they have two more further, but it's not far enough to compare to what they had last round. It's going to be even worse, but only 16 and a 35 total, which is an atrocious run. That would have been worse than the last place Team Brimstone in the actual season. Not good for them. We'll see if the Candle Sense can do better here. Let's see. Decent work here, but it's a bit lackluster. No one past 8, but still a 20 is an okay start. They'll need to do better in the second round, of course. But from what we've seen, it looked like a weaker field. Also, not unexpected, of course. Let's see. Oh, great use there from the second marble, pushing it all the way into a 23. But that's not going to be quite good enough to beat the Prismatics by just 1 point. Still a decent running from the Candle Sense. We'll have to see what the Sunrays do, however, whether that will stay second or fall to third. Now, off they go. Let's see here. And dude, this is not a good start for them at all. Only 60 points. That is atrocious. The Sunrays will definitely need a far better second round if they want to catch up to the Prismatics and the Candle Sense, who don't have stellar performance either. Let's see if they can get a cinematic run around here. And no, it's only going to falter into a 22, which is still an okay result. And it's going to put them ahead of the White Wins. It's only going to be third in this event. And that means that the Prismatics was only a mediocre result will get the win here. Very well done to them. Candle Sense, Sunrays, and White Wins not quite able to do it. Candle Sense pretty close. Let's see if they can do better here in the obstacle course. Of course, 2 seconds is not a thing to snuff at. Now, we're heading into the sloped stairs. Let's see, and they make it through cleanly. Very well done for the Candle Sense. This is the penultimate event of the Showdown already. Let's see how these teams have done after this event. Let's see, and this is a second, very dangerous, lose one and a second, but luckily not a third, so they keep 3 going into the gear wave. Let's see here, and one makes it through, one falls off. Let's see what will this last marble incense do. They will join them for the final obstacle. Let's see, and off they go. Will they make it through the slide jump? And only one will make it and the other doesn't. A fairly expected result in this heat, but it's going to settle them for 16 total, which was lower in the standings, but not an atrocious run here for the Candle Sense. Of course, compared to what it was in the actual season. Now, we have the Prismatics in the second run here. And off they go. We see very ordered in rainbow order. Very nice of them. Let's see if their standard order will work in this event. Let's see, how do they face the first obstacle? And they don't lose anyone, although it was a bit of a close call for Zephyr there. Now have to go, they face the swing skills. Let's see, they have all marbles make it through. Very well done here for the Prismatics, keeping it clean, heading into the gear wave. We have not seen many teams do that in the main season as well. Although we saw quite, at least only your top contenders, which is not what you expect in the see. Losing 3 marbles here is not what you want to see. They have 3-3-3. They still have 2 going into the final obstacle. Let's see how Verdant and Zephyr do here. Let's see, it's going to be 2 marbles finishing, and that's going to settle them for 19 total, which would have tied for the gold in the actual season. A great run here from the Prismatics. Absolutely stellar for them. Great job. Let's see if any of our other teams can mimic that performance. Great run. Not what you expect to see in the Showdown here, but that means that these teams are more than what their qualifiers showed. Now we have the Sunrays in the 3rd run. Let's see, ooh, dangerous start here. But will they manage to keep everyone clean? And it's looking like it. Radiant holding themselves back a bit. But it's still going to be good enough to move on to the second leg. With all marbles still going. Let's see here. Ooh, this is dangerous. Let's see, and they will lose Radiant here. Still, 4 going is not too shabby. Heading into the gear wave. Let's see. We need some good. We need to have most of our marbles make it through if they want to challenge the prismatics. And let's see, they only lose one, so they can do it, but they need to have all of these finish here. Let's see if they can manage that. And no, it's only gonna be one, but it's still gonna be an incredible run to result in 18 points total. Not what you expect from the Showdown teams here, but great work from them in this event. But of course, with a historic run, of course, that we saw last round with the prismatic, it's not gonna be good enough to take the lead now with the white ruins. It's some very tough competition in this iteration of the obstacle course. Let's see how they compare. And up they go. Let's see how will they face the first obstacle. And ooh, it's a bad bounce there for their Captain Hurricane. Let's see. And they do fall in. Not what you want to happen here. The only marble here to lose a marble in the first obstacle. Let's see if they recover here in the swing skills. And they do, having all 4 marbles, keeping it clean, heading into the third obstacle. Let's see here. And ooh, they lose one. Let's see, they will have to make it to the end, but will the last marble join them or not? And they do. Let's see, they could still salvage a very solid run here. And if they have some great jumps here in the slide jump, let's see. And it's only going to be one that makes it, which is only going to give them a 17 total, which is only going to give you the good enough for a third. Not at all a bad run here from the White Ruins, but not enough to compete with the great ruins that we saw from the Sunrays and the Prismatics. And that means the Prismatics get the gold here, of course. Not unexpected for a run that tied the main league gold. Sunrays will get second, and the White Ruins get third. Now we go to the final obstacle. All of our new teams are definitely still in it if they win this event. Meanwhile, the White Ruins have been struggling a bit too much to really still make a chart at the title. So we'll see who comes out on top in this final event of the Showdown. Or the Vermillion Showdown, as I should be calling it. Now Viridian has a great surge to the lead here. Right ahead of Wick. And then Tornado and Beam struggling at the back. Let's see here. Ooh, Wick tries to make an overtake, but only boosts Viridian farther ahead. Now in the clutches of Beam here. Let's see, Beam tries to make an overtake, but can't make it. And now Wick takes a smoother line to take the leader ahead of Viridian. Let's see. And he gets a great sector. Now Beam overtakes for second. And let's see, right on the tail of Wick. And they have a great inside move there to take the lead. Great move there, slipping by Wick. Let's see, Viridian and Wick don't just let it happen. They try to make a comeback, but can't quite make it happen yet. Let's see, Viridian back into second. Closing in on Beam. It's going to be close. If either of these marbles win, they will most certainly win the Vermillion Showdown. Let's see here. Very close. Beam ahead with Viridian Pursuit. It's going to be close in this last section of the course. It's going to be the make it or break it. Let's see. Will Viridian be able to make an overtake? And they don't. Let's see. They even lose a position to Tornado here. Let's see. Beam having a great leader. Let's see. And they will cross across the finish line to take the gold in this, well, not really the gold in this last event of the Showdown. Beam does it for the Sunrays ahead of Tornado and Viridian. Wick fell all the way to the fourth. I don't think that's going to be good enough to win the Showdown, but let's see who comes out on top, and it will be the Sunrays. The Prismatics and the Candles are 3 new teams come out on top with quite a big gap to the White Ruins, who did not have a good Showdown at all. But Sunrays come on top with 2 points over the Prismatics. Great run from them here. Now that these 4 teams have shown what they are capable of, all our teams will have to prepare for next season, do some off-season training. We'll see who makes it to the Viridian League next time. This has been all from Viridian League Season 2. See you in the next tournament. Till then.